then, yes, and then it was very interesting because I decide to grow myself, right? So I really take advantage of all the opportunities, and I was never afraid to network.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that you learn in the US, which I really wish that more people around the world, when you talk about business, not only business owners, but business, if you sell services,
Mm-hmm.
it's relationships. You can't develop a relationship if you are not where the people are. So, and then I start getting certifications. For a long time, I was a lot involved in all the industry associations. I'm a chartered member of the ALC.
Okay.
I was the first public relations chair. I have no idea how, because I could not write one sentence in English. But I was. And that gave me possibilities to do a lot of collaborations. And again, when people like you, they trust you. And then, and I love people. So it's hard.
It's just a good cycle of.
Exactly. Yes. And then I partner with so many partners in the ALC. I got clients for free handed to me like that, because it was like unbelievable. And I have to do a call-out like CLI. It was even before Kristen, her father. And I was like, oh, I want to do interpretation because we don't do it.
But you did a lot over the phone interpreting,
So our first contract.
Yeah.
It was like, this is God's sake. Nothing happened by chance, but you need to be in the place. Sure. You need to be in to win. So I started going to all the local Chamber of Commerce, whatever there was people, I would go.
Okay.
In New Jersey. And then the University of Medical University in New Jersey was having an RFP.
Okay.
And I was talking to other people from the ALC that were also in New Jersey, and they told me, and I said, I want to participate too. And then, so we did participate. And hospitals don't spend a lot of money in translation, but they spend a lot of money in interpretation.
Yeah.
And this is the largest hospital that serves underserved population in the U.S. We had average 90, 100 languages almost every day.
Oh my God.
So we participated in the RFP, and of course I didn't have OPI or interpretation. So I talked to Bill Graper and I told him, I said, listen, we have this opportunity. And then he said, well, we partner with you. Do it, we'll partner. I said, okay. And then I said, give me everything. So they gave me everything. I have no material, right, to talk about.
Of course, yeah.
Never did. And then, but the power of collaboration. A lot of the stuff that they gave me, I took their logo out and put my logo, but they knew, right? So they gave me authorization to do that. And then I sent the RFP. They told me which price. They told me everything. I sent the RFP, and then we were one of the awardees, and then the other of my friends also were, and they gave the award for 6 companies.
Okay.
And then you have to get your own customer. So happened that the person from procurement really liked me, and then she was a Cuban person, and I don't remember. I think she loves Brazilian music or whatever.
Okay.
And she really liked me, and then I called her. She said, "Yeah, come here, Papa." I went to visit, and I said, "So how do I find who needs translation and this big thing?" And she said, well, you go first here. It's the biggest Spain. Mm-hmm. And it was the phone interpretation for the hospital.
Oh.
So I went, and then I studied the whole night, became like an expert in OPI. and then went there, and they gave the contract to us. I had no idea Well, the incumbent was LanguageLine, and they never answered the RFP. When they learned, they fired the salesperson. They missed the RFP.
Oh my God.
Have they participated?
They would have got it. They did not, because you were so charming and you charmed the person.
No, because it was not the person who chose.
Okay.
But then what happened? This is a fascinating story. It's at that time our revenue was like probably close to $300,000 or $400,000.
Okay.
So this contract was for the price that we are offering. The first complete year was $1,250,000.
So you quadrupled your revenue.
And what did I do with this? Nothing. I just like.
But wait a second. What do you mean nothing?
I keep calling and asking if everything was fine.
You were there. You saw the opportunity.
No, but to deliver the service. It was all CLI.
Just sitting there and getting the revenue.
And then I felt. A year passed.
This is wonderful.
And I was terrified. I said, "Oh my gosh, it's too easy. They're gonna find out.
They're gonna bypass me."
No, they're gonna find the client. Gonna find that I'm charging too much. I went back because my margin was insane. And then I went back and told him that because of the volume, I never knew that would be that much, that I would offering a special discount.
Okay.
And
a volume discount?
Yes.
And then you increased the business.
But this was my cash cow. Because of this, it was so much cash flow for what I made, right? So I never had to get, as Brazilians, we don't want to get any loans or anything like that. Like, no. And so
it allowed you to grow with that. When did you sell again?
So now, this time, 23.
What do you mean this time? Did you sell before?
No, because
of all the businesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
23. How has it been? Who was it that said, was it Carla? Yes. Carla did a presentation right after me and she said, I don't want to retire because retired means tired again. How do you feel? Is it, you're hardworking.
I just read a book that's called Refire, Don't Retire. Is that cool?
And this is what you've been doing.
Well, not yet. I'm like trying to put my life together. I think that one thing that people don't realize, when everything has the good and bad side, right? When you grow your company and you have a whole structure in place, so you pretty much don't do much on your personal life, right? So everything is kind of taken care for you. Like you have lawyers, you have accountants, you have wealth managers, you have this, you have that. You have executive assistants, you have all these things. And then there are two things that I didn't realize. This was one, that overnight I would not have anything. And now, and what is worse, this is like, it's the biggest lesson that I have and that I love to share. I already share with so many people. So when you are a business owner, you run your whole life on the email of the company, right?
I was talking about it, yes.
It's your life is there. So all the passwords, all the logins, all the everything is in the company. So I did not know, I didn't think about it, that once I was not the CEO anymore, I would not have access. Never crossed my mind.
So then you didn't have access to it?
I didn't have access.
Well, my passwords. How do I have access to that?
So now, I'm not the CEO now for 9 months. Right. I still didn't finish. Because you know what happened? When you go there and try to change, if they send a code, security code, to the email.
Of course. Two-factor authentication.
And then, of course, like the person who is getting my emails now, She has a job to do. It's not like be looking because it expires. After 5 minutes, the code expires.
I'm sorry. Hi, can you get me the code, please? Stop whatever you're doing. Stop the board meeting because I need my code.
So it's a nightmare. So actually, that's what I crashed. Actually, before, as soon as I left, I crashed. It was a lot of, I got burnout and everything because it's hard. It's hard. And then...
This is after you handed over the CEO position.
Yeah.
So first you sold the company, but you stayed as the CEO? For a transition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were looking for the right person.
Okay.
And I was very pain in the neck because for me, it needed to be somebody that fit the culture first. And that is not easy to find because I never run the business by business book. I always put people first. And it's not about the money, and the money just come. You don't find people that think like that. And of course, that is when it's not... I always said, nobody will work hard to make the owner rich. You have to have a better purpose. Otherwise, people know, why would you do?
Can we have more female CEOs, please, in this industry and everywhere? Yeah, this is it.
It is. And so I crashed, and I was okay with crashing. I said, okay, let me crash once in my life.
Yeah.
Went back to Brazil for the first time to spend time, because every time that I went, it's like 10 days and come back. I love Rio, so I went to Rio. We spent 2.5 months with my daughter. And it was a very emotional time because what I did, I watched several documentaries and then of celebrities, and then Brazilian celebrities.
Yeah.
And then I closed the gap because it's 30 years that I don't live there. So, and on purpose, I did not have any Brazilian channel or anything because I need to learn English.
Good point.
So then you miss all this, right? A coisa gostosa.
I know.
And then,
the Brazilianness.
Yeah. And then I sat down there, and my daughter watched a lot with me, and I want her to be more Brazilian. And because she moved she was 6, so she's much more American than Brazilian. If she watched this, she's going to hate. But she speaks Portuguese, and she's becoming very Brazilian. So, but it was that's what I did, 2.5 months. And then I came back not even a month ago. And now I'm going to have to work and put my team together because it's life continues. And one of the things that I didn't decide what I'm going to be when I grow up yet, but is my goal is continue improving lives. And the way I call myself a romantic capitalist. And I believe that the way that you create wealth and take people out of the poverty circle is with entrepreneurs, because that is, and doesn't matter what it is. So my goal is to help small business, minority small business, a lot of focus on women or small business, because women bring the money back to the community.
Yes.
So
yeah, for whatever you do, I'll be glad to volunteer to.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh.
So, and I'm doing this with my daughter. So it's not organized yet. We already have 12 or 15 investments, but all the investments is just very small. Okay. And then if it, for the small companies, and then if it doesn't work, we hope it will, but we didn't put yet this structure and everything. My daughter is in leadership, self-development. Wonderful. And as I said, you need to develop yourself first. In order to grow a business, you have to grow. So I want to do something like that. So my daughter chose the name of the company, and is MSH Partners. And MSH stands for Make Shit Happen.
I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, dream life. Oh, wonderful, Elisabete.
And the fun thing that I don't say one bad word in Portuguese, but in English doesn't
It's
sound
okay.
the same.
Oh, it's been so good.
Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. I thought that I would take a year to travel. One thing, I love cultures. I love different cultures. And I built my whole life in the US with that.
True.
And one thing that it's like, I told you the other day, like in the beginning, you feel like so invisible and you feel so small. And like, do you think that everybody is more special than you are in Canada? And you feel literally out of place. And you try to fit in. And you will never will, because you are not that, right? So, and then I heard in one of the many conferences that I went, somebody saying, if you can't fix it, feature it. And I love it. And then I went, after she finished, I went up to her and I said, what exactly do you mean by that? And she gave me all the examples. And I said, you know what? Thank you. I said, I don't need to try to be more Americanized. I'm not. So I'm going to not respect your 5 feet of personal space. If you don't like it, I'll take you back, but I will go and hug you. And I do that. And
do we ever adapt fully? You've lived much more than I have abroad. I don't think we ever do. I think we'll always have something.
Too much effort.
Yes.
It's too much effort. And then it's not genuine.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because this is what makes us unique.
Exactly.
And this is what makes us so charming and wonderful.
Yeah. And then when people start saying, oh, your accent is so sexy. I said, okay, I don't need to learn. I don't need to learn.
Elisabete, it's been a pleasure. This is so good.
It's so good. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of more opportunities to do things together. I'll take you up on the one of the things that I want to do in one of the places is Brazil. And
please sign me up. Yes.
Oh.
And listen, I couldn't have had a better guest. This is Women's Month. It's March. We're celebrating women.
Celebrate women.
So this is you're worth celebrating.
Oh, thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
you.